This is Ice Cream Gecko, and in today's video we're going to take a look at the Burger King Big King. I bought this for €4.59 at my local Burger King, and it is finally time for me to take a look at one of these, because I've never had a Big King before. It looks rather standard, if you want to call it that. Let's put this aside for a second. Maybe I'm going to choose this as a thumbnail, or this, or this. It doesn't matter how I seem to twist it, it doesn't really look all that much better. What is this? This is some sort of sauce. I don't quite know what it is. Something that's really disappointing is actually that the cheese right here, it doesn't really look all that appetizing. Right here it's darker, here it's light. It's like, I don't know, I do not really know how to describe it. It doesn't really look all that great. Let's take our knife right here, slice it through. I mean, it's not all that warm outside, and I bought this with the motorcycle, so it has spent some time in the backpack. But it doesn't really look all that great, does it? We've got one patty here, another up top. It is almost as thin as those McDonald's patties, it seems. On the very top we do have some lettuce, some sauce. We've got some onion right there. One piece of pickle, 3 pieces of pickle it seems are on here. Maybe we can separate that patty from the other. Or are they fused together? Oh, they are fused together by those 2 slices of cheap cheese substitute. I refuse to call it cheese. It doesn't really look like cheese. Looks like something else. Anyway, but I'm going to give this a taste test right now. Scent-wise, it smells a lot like a Whopper, and it doesn't look as great as a Whopper, because the Whopper looks... It's got that tomato in there. Overall, it's nicer proportion. This right here just looks like a weird, sad Big Mac clone almost. Anyway, let's give this a try. The lettuce has come out. So now that I've taken my first 1.5 bites of this, I'm left with just the 2 patties that I've used, and small pieces of pickle, it seems, what I've got right here. Now, the onion, I can definitely say, it's nice and crunchy. Fresh enough. The lettuce seems to be fine as well. Bread-wise, so what is this like? This is weird. It's okay though. The cheese looks weird. Now it's seen those cheap substitute slices look quite like this on a pre-made burger. But it doesn't really smell and taste of much. Yeah, just that cheese substitute, it seems. The meat itself, let's take a closer look at the meat. Oh, we've got some sauce in here as well. All right. Let's taste that. And the meat seems to be fine. Not really cartilage in it that I can feel right now. I don't know. It's quite a bit juicier than the regular McDonald's patty is. The flavour-wise, it certainly could use a bit of salt and pepper. That would be it. A bit bland, but overall, as a package, up until this point, it seems to be fine. Okay, I'm gonna finish off this half now. Okay, as a midterm result, in the course of this particular consumption process, I have to say that it is all right. I don't really have too much to complain about it, other than this being more boring than regular Whopper is. I think that tomato really does it for me. The regular Whopper, it is fine. The lettuce is fine. The onion pieces are fine. The pickle slices are fine as well. The meat could use a bit of salt and pepper, but that's already it. The sauce is okay, I guess, as well. The cheese is something that I wouldn't really need on this. They could just leave that out. Doesn't really add too much. It didn't really look good either. Usually it looks good on a burger, right? But today, on this side right here, we can see a little bit of that. It just looks sad. It doesn't add anything. It makes this entire thing look more sad. That is the only thing it really does. Now, the entire thing could be a bit easy to eat maybe, or maybe not everybody is slicing through their Big King at the Burger King. I usually don't when I'm at Burger King, but this is my disc and I'm filming this, which is weird to begin with, but so far so good. Let's consume the other half as well. Okay, the consumption process is complete and we are ready to rate this with the review sheet. First impression wise, I think this has been fine-ish, because while the individual ingredients looked good, the entire thing just looked a bit sad when I took a first look at it. That cheese didn't really look all that great, and overall it could have been arranged a bit more prettily, I think. Color-wise, the individual ingredients, like I said, have been fine. Color-wise, nothing really looked off. Although there is something no, I can't give full marks on that. I want to, but I can't. The cheese really did make it look sadder than it could have. It just didn't look good. There was like this light part of the cheese, and then there was like the darker part of the cheese, and usually things look nicer when they're properly melting on the patty in between the other ingredients, and then they fuse with their flavors. This cheese thing right here didn't really fuse with anything. It just sat there, sad, not looking great, looking a bit stale even. Yeah, half a point, therefore, in the colour department. Consistency and texture-wise, this has been fine. I don't really have too much to complain about it. When you take a look once again at the cheese, that was boring. That didn't really add to it. That didn't really make it nicer in its texture. Overall, it has been fine though. The onion slices, the onion pieces, the pickle slices, the lettuce, that all has been quite nice, and the patties themselves, yeah, were fine in texture as well. The bun could have been a bit nicer, could have been a bit fresher maybe. Didn't really feel all that fresh, but yeah, 1.5 out of 2 available points. Taste-wise, overall, it has been very nice indeed, I have to say. You could taste the meat. The meat tasted fine, so did the sauce, and the vegetables, the onions, the pickled slices, and the lettuce have been tasting fine as well. Overall, therefore, 4 out of 5 available points. 7.5 is with the thematisation, 1 out of 1. I mean, it's their Big King, right? If this was a dish, then we could talk about that maybe a little bit differently. It doesn't really look like it does in the advertising. So I probably should give half a point here as well. But I'm in the mood. 7.5 out of 10 available points is the final rating for the Burger King Big King. And I think this is where I'm going to end this particular video. If you've got a question or a video suggestion, leave it in the comment section down below. And if you want to see more videos just like this one, please subscribe. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope I'm going to see you soon. Until then, bye-bye.